first of all, today I want to get into all the crazy shit that's going on with the New York Giants, man. You got this Wink Martindale shit and Brian Daboll shit going on. Let me break it down a little bit. Then I want to play a clip of some different thoughts and ideas in this. But basically, okay, so long time NFL insider Jay Glazer reported this week that there's been a rift, or like a beef, more like a rift between DC, Wink Martindale, and head coach Brian Daboll, right? You have people that think it's serious. You have other people that say, it's all kind of blown up through the media. It's all kind of blown out of proportion. But the report said that Wink Martindale might not finish out the season, and he definitely wouldn't be back the next season. You guys heard the Giants state of the Giants press conference with Joe Shane this week. I thought it was kind of whack the way he pretended like he wasn't even aware to quote from Jay Glazer. Jay Glazer is pretty plugged in. He's like a big time NFL insider. And also, Daboll kind of downplayed it in the press conference by saying that the only thing they kind of fight over is the last slice of pizza. You know what I mean? He kind of made light of it. He tried to, they're trying to do a little PR damage control, walk it back a little bit. Wink was awarded the game ball this week. But listen, before I get your thoughts, I don't believe for 1 second that Jay Glazer is just pulling bullshit out of a hat. Like I said, he's one of the most plugged in guys in the NFL. If you follow NFL, you know who the fuck Jay Glazer is. And I believe there's something there. You know what I mean? You kind of saw them get a little heated the week before last on the sidelines. Both guys have big egos. Wink is a little bit more buttoned up. Brian Daboll looks like a guy who kind of wears his emotions on his sleeve a little bit. You know what I mean? Even on the press conference, he's kind of buttoned up. But you see him on the field, he's a rah-rah kind of guy. Ed, I'm gonna go to you first. I know you said you wasn't too familiar with what was going on, but do you think the media is making too much out of this beef? And also, do you believe that Wink will be back next year?
Well, you just said it best. Jay Glazer is a well-known inside man in NFL. So if he comes out with a report, then there's something behind it. So from the little bit that I've gathered information, what I gathered the last couple of hours or so, I'm not gonna say days because I really just got on it now. I know there's been some tension between them two, and it's like you said, Daboll. You can see he's a rah-rah kind of guy on the field, more of a suit and tie guy when it comes to the media. You know what I mean? He's gonna downplay everything, but you could tell there's a lot going on in that Giants locker room that is just I'm glad it's not reflecting on the field right now, but it's been reflecting throughout the whole season. And maybe Martindale, Wink, maybe Wink is time to go. Maybe he feels like it's time to go, and they will probably bring his own guy, probably bring another guy that he got from the Bills over onto the Giants, because I feel that's what they're doing right now. They're bringing a lot of guys over from the Bills on over to the Giants right now.
Absolutely. Q, before I get to you, I just want to say this. I don't want Wink to go. I think Wink is a really, really, really good DC. He was good in Baltimore. A lot of politics got him out in Baltimore. I like the way the defense is playing. I like the way he got the linebacker call on their game. The corners, you know what I'm saying? Deonte Banks is developing. He had an interception last week. I believe I think he's a really good coach, and I don't think that the owners Mara and Tish, I don't think they really want Wink to get out of there. I believe at some point at the end of the season, what probably will happen is they'll sit everyone down, maybe in the exit meetings or whenever, and they'll try to mediate that between Daboll and Wink, because consistency is very important, right? You got Daboll. This is year 2 for Daboll, year 2 for Wink, right? You don't want to keep resetting. You want to have stability. I believe Daboll. This is not a great year, even though mathematically we could make the playoffs, and we'll talk about that in a few minutes, which is crazy. We went from the number 1 draft pick to possibly maybe being able to back into the dance. Don't make no sense. You know what I'm saying? But I think we shouldn't look at year 1 maybe we overachieved, and Daboll was the guard out here. Year 2, he's kind of in the mud, but I think he's stabilizing the ship. I think, like I said, Kayvon Thibodeau, McFadden, All these guys playing really good defense. You saw what they did with the Patriots last week. So I think as a pair, maybe Kafka. I don't know. I'm not too sure about Kafka. The offense looks really bad this year, but the defense does look good. Will we all agree on that?
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, they got games that they look very good, but then they got games that they look very bad.
They look very bad, but overall, I think they're improving. You got a couple of rooks. I think overall the defense is stable. You know what I'm saying? Q, what's your thoughts on the Wink and Daboll beef?
Look, man, I fuck with Winky Wright. You heard me? Like, yo, yo, man, Wink is dope, man, and it's just it just doesn't make any sense to me because like you're gonna start this shit at the end of the season, like. Bro, we've been losing, and our secondary was trash for the first 8 games, and now they want to bring it out and say they're going tit for tat. I'm pretty sure this has been happening for a long time. This could be for all we know, it is a rumor, and Jay Glazer's on his shit. For all we know, this could be something that happened and transpired a long time ago. But then again, let's think about it, man. They are playing very well. We have a good core. I like what they're doing, but we all knew that Wink was eventually probably going to end up trying to leave anyway, man. Yeah, I think Wink Martindale eventually does want to become a head coach. I don't think he wants to be a defensive coach, for his entire tenure in the NFL, in my opinion. There was even rumors of him leaving to become a head coach and take rumors last year. So I don't know.
I know they'd have to give him.
He's on the contract. So I don't know if that has to play a part in it too. But think about it, man. You're a losing team. You're trash. Your offense is trash. Right now, we're winning games that are meaningless, and like you said, we're going to talk about that later.
Maybe not. Though, go ahead. Yeah.
But we were losing these games. We're winning. Now we're winning games, and we're getting sacked out of our mind. I think the Giants have been sacked a total of like 70 fucking times, bro. Like, yo, these numbers these are MVP numbers for linebackers, bro. Got 6 sacks in one game. I got 4 sacks in one game. But on the defensive side, I like what Wink Martindale does, man. Like you said, Deontay Banks, he's playing, man. Like I think they're all fitting it together. It's frustrating when trying to get there, man. Nobody can ever build greatness automatically. Like Tom Brady and Belichick didn't have greatness year 1 or year 2 or year 3. You know what I mean? Like and that's just that cohesiveness. And that's what we need from Daboll and Wink. We need to have a good offense mind and a good defensive mind, build our quarterbacks up, let our defense do what they need to do with these young guys. Cause at this point, we're going to draft something that's not going to be top 4, top 5, top 6. So, like they need to figure that out, which is what's worrying me, that quarterback position.
I'm not worried about that, but yeah, go ahead.
No, and I just think we're gonna figure it out. But I think they're probably making it bigger than what it really is. But I think there's also alternate motives and things that we don't really know about behind the scenes. Like maybe he does want to leave, or maybe there's just certain, because let's be honest, in the beginning, the same way our Kafka was calling these plays, that shit was. Man, I could know what they were doing, like I said in previous episodes, and the same thing was happening with the defense. Yo, we were getting burned, man. We were getting burned, and to be honest, as soon as like maybe Tyrod Taylor went down, is when our defense actually picked up. Like our worst quarterback had to start playing the game for our defense to pick up the pieces. You know what I mean, or at least get it together, in my opinion.
Let me play this clip. This is Jordan Renan of ESPN. He was on the. I think it was, the Talking Giants podcast. Pardon me for not giving the credit. No disrespect, but it just slipped my mind. I believe it was a Talking Giants podcast. It's a really good podcast. If I got it right, it's a really good podcast. Go check it out. Also, go check out Fireside Giants. We don't hate on the show. We show love. We spread love. Even though niggas be biting our shit, don't give us no credit. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean?
Nah, yo, spin facts, Cash.
You know what I'm saying? We don't hate over here. We show love. We give credit where credit is due. But listen, Jordan Renan of ESPN. He had something I believe kind of interesting to say about the whole situation. Let's check this out.
Okay. Is Wink Martindale the Giants defensive coordinator in 2024?
Oof. Look, you want to go against what Jay Glazer says? Jay Glazer is usually pretty plugged in. Now, I will admit, I had heard some things. You hear some rumblings, but there's plenty of people who don't like each other in this business, or don't get along great, or have opposing really philosophies and way how they handle themselves. But I did not know it had reached a point where it might not, where it might blow up on. I thought they would still be able to continue, and I still do. I still do think there is a chance they continue. I'm not sure if I want to bet on it right now, though. I'll be honest with you on that. Clearly, there's a difference in opinion between the two coaches. We're talking about Wink and Brian Daboll here. Everything about them seems diametrically opposed, right? Just the way they handle themselves on the sideline, the way they handle themselves in public, everything about them. But I thought it could work. I'm not so sure. Where would you bet right now?
I mean, Jay Glazer says they might not get through the season. I would be shocked if he is the defensive coordinator at this point. Like, Jay Glazer is the one person in this entire business where I don't even question what he's saying.
Okay.
Listen. In my opinion, there's two. There's Jay Glazer and there's Schefter, right? Schechter. You know what I'm saying? Jay definitely plugged in. My last thoughts on this, and then I want you guys to get your last thoughts. But my last thoughts on this is, losing breeds this, dissension among the ranks. You know what I'm saying? When you lose, everyone kind of points fingers and everyone's kind of frustrated. Everyone kind of, it's just a bad energy and bad vibe and it's bickering, and winning makes shit smell like fucking cologne. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
winning covers up everything. You know what I'm saying? So
Facts.
It could be that. I really hope that Wink is not gone because I really think Wink is I love the way he dials up these blitz packages, disguises these coverages. I think he's a phenomenal defensive coordinator, and I think the defense under him is gonna get better. There were a lot of people who started off slow this year. Kayvon Thibodeau, man, he started off slow. Then he's come on. You know what I'm saying? Okereke, phenomenal pickup, right? You know what I'm saying? McFadden's doing good, but I think McFadden had a jump. Had almost a dropped interception, but these guys are so athletic; they're all around the court. Xavier McKinney, I bring him up because you can tell he's been very vocal this year about the issues he has internally, saying that the leadership don't really listen to the players, and there's this fracture between the coaches and the players. You know what I'm saying? So I think the losing that we've done so far and the expectations coming into the season, although not maybe as realistic as all the, because we went to the fucking playoffs last year. We beat Minnesota. We lost the Eagles. If you weren't really paying attention, if you weren't, you had expectations to maybe, like the casuals had maybe expectations to surpass that. But if you really peel back the fucking hood, you knew the Giants weren't that good. They overachieved, and it's still a rebuilding year. Yet last year was an outlier. Shane and them just took over. Let's be honest. You know what I'm saying? They're not finished constructing this team. This is year 2. They really only had one full draft. So let's cut them a little bit of slack. They did great things up in Buffalo. I do believe in them. I hope Wink stays. I think Wink will stay. I think John Mara and the Tisch family, I think they'll settle all of that. He's still in the contract, and I think Wink will be here next year. I know that's crazy because Jay Glazer is very plugged in. That's just my thoughts. Any last thoughts, guys, on this before we move on?
My fault. Go ahead.
No, you go ahead.
I kind of agree. I don't want Wink to leave. Even though the Giants are ranked 26 in opponents per game in the NFL right now, but they just can't put solo like all the blame on Wink because who's flying under the radar? Kafka. I know he got spoken about early off in the year, but they dead last in the league in points per game. And Kafka just flying under the radar. They can't
score. They're like the fucking Jets. They can't score.
They only get 13.3 points per game. They're literally 32nd in the league. And I'm like, why is this whole rift just between these two guys and Kafka just flying under the radar? His job is the one supposed to be, hence like, Daniel Jones injured, and you lose Tyrod. Now you got, DeVito, Tommy Cutlets, but still, you know what I mean? I just feel like Kafka's flying under the radar. That's all I got to say about the whole
absolutely. So we'll see how this plays out.
I just don't see him lose. I just don't see him leaving, man. Like I could see him leaving next year. I don't see him leaving before the season. I think that's preposterous. Number one, it just shows that the issues were way bigger than what it is, and then whoever comes in, that's worrisome. Because when somebody just leaves in the middle of a losing season, obviously shit was going really bad. And management up there, you know what I mean? Like, I just know about management, but like management up there need to understand what's going on between these two men. And one leaving outside the door is either gonna look like he's throwing a bitch fit, or he's looking like there's no leadership there, just like the way that the defense felt like there was no leadership there neither. So a lot of its frustration is management. And I think it's gonna reflect on these guys when they, like, if he leaves. I don't think it's gonna be like, if he wants to be a head coach, and I think personally, if he leaves on week 14, whatever, of the Giants season, just dead ass just leaves, I don't know. I don't think I want that guy as my head coach. I might not even want him as my defensive coordinator. You know what I mean? If you're going to just dead up and leave, I understand you're going to go tit for tat, but you got to understand this is a team game, man. You guys going to have to work out your issues, man. There's some women who don't love their husband, but they stay together and they both don't cheat on each other. Why the hell can't two men just figure it out? You know, like,
you're right. And there's only 5 games left of the season left, so why leave? You know what I mean? Just grind it out. Try to hatch it, move on to next year.
Absolutely. Time will indeed tell the whole story.